What was rough about it?
Just the fact that 7 goals against, etc. I mean, how do you sort of just evaluate the performance just in light of what you guys are going through, circumstance-wise and roster-wise? Anything that you did 2-3 weeks ago?
There's not much we can do about it. There's not much to talk about. We got a different team than we had all year. So, what would you like me to say about that?
Well, how do you sort of just get the momentum turned around with such a different group?
Just like parenting, patience. Just be patient. It's mid-March. We don't have a regular team. But every other team goes through it. Every family goes through difficult times. You just be patient. You continue to teach. You stay with the process. You guys looked at the score. Right now, we're really not. We're just trying to survive and fight and crawl and trying to rest guys in the third period that got to play tomorrow. A lot of my stars didn't play in the third. We just got to survive this. I can't force the group to play beyond the minutes they're capable of playing. Because then we don't have even Barchi tonight. Where's Barchi? Well, he's hurt because guys are playing over their minutes. So you just be really patient. You just go through it. We build tape on some parts of our game that if we can get everybody healthy again, that we can lay a foundation right now so that when we are healthy and we get more people back, that part of our game is in place. So no panic, no frustration. Fans, media, my parents, they all look at the score. We don't look at the score. We understand where we're at. So the score doesn't alter our confidence right now. That has nothing to do with it. We just stay with it.
So what are you looking at? What are you evaluating?
It's really putting guys in the right minutes. We don't have a lot of bodies right now. We obviously had Turner Elson didn't finish the game. He didn't even play the third, barely played the second. So, we're short on the bench. We got a D playing forward already. Those aren't excuses. Those are the realities, and we're never going to have any excuses. Brady Lamb's capable of playing very hard, even whether he plays D or forward. He's a good person. He's a good man. He's a good pro. But we're just out of position. We're out of minutes, and while that's happening right now, we have to build tape on certain parts of our systems. We have to help certain guys grow their game. I thought a guy like Jonesy tonight maybe had his best game in 3 months because I took about 12 seconds off of every shift. I told him. So we're just making Jonesy better. I thought it was important for Streeter to get a goal. What a great goal! Streeter needs to get a goal like that, because we don't have a lot of confidence in Mojo right now. So, that was probably the biggest upswing for our team. If we get Corey Locke getting a goal tomorrow and Streeter getting a goal tomorrow, even if we're losing, we got to get guys' confidence back and things like that. So we'll just chip away. I tell you all the time, how to eat an elephant, one bite at a time. We'll just chip away. That's where we're at. We just deal with it.
Speaking of the Wolves, it was last Saturday, you mentioned the Yankees based on the resources, and they're bringing Joe Corvo for his first game today, and you guys are debuting Zach Davies. just your thoughts on just that dichotomy.
Well, that is it's a good thing for the Chicago Wolves. Let's just compliment them. They have the money and they have the resources to bring players in from other organizations. Obviously, Corvo's with Ottawa, and they got to pay a salary and they do things like that. And that's let's give them credit. It's you having a huge wallet with a lot of money. We'll just give you credit for that. That's good. So they have that ability and they can do that. And at the same time, ours was Zach Davies today, which I thought he had a good debut. He did some good things until that last penalty kill there when it ended up to be a power play goal, but he made a clearing play that we have to fix and some things like that. But it's just the way the two teams are operating right now. We have to keep in mind when we won 9 or 10 straight, whatever it was early in the year, we had Mojo going for us, and there were other teams that didn't have Mojo going for them. Maybe they were in the same spot we were. So it's a very cyclical league. It comes around and goes around, and you just deal with it. Unfortunately, we're dealing with it at a time when the trade deadline hit up top. That devastated us because we lost players in the organization, and we gained them back in draft picks, which is great. It's really good for the future, and obviously Calgary is about the future, so that's good. But that, put Calgary in a tough spot, us in a tough spot, but that's all right. That's okay. There's players out there that have to come in and help both teams, and So it's just that where their franchise is at worth it versus ours right now. We just got to go out and find some healthy bodies. That's the biggest thing we have to do. And maybe get some back for tomorrow. But even if we get guys back tomorrow that played in Van tonight, should they get healthier up top, that's the third game in 3 days. For our guys that drop down, whoever it may be, that'd be 3-3. They played last night at home, tonight in Van, and then they play for us tomorrow. That's tough.
Olivier Waugh, another guy who's been playing out of his minutes, bound to regress a bit. Do you think that this game is any indication of what he's going to be giving you in the future, or was it a blip?
No, it was more of a blip. I mean, I just got done meeting with Olivier and just tried to tell him to hang in there. And it was just part of being a goalie. There's a lot of little things that he's learning about the game. A lot of little things. And there's just not a lot of breathing room this time of year in this level. Like, they're not going to roll over and, let us play with them tomorrow. Like, they're going to try and pound us again. And I told him that, and he has to understand that. The thing that's interesting, you talk about goaltending and talk about the game, and when you're a young player and you're trying to grow the business, like, he changed his pads because he finally got the right pads. He put on new gloves and he put on a new helmet. And I said, you couldn't catch a cold right now. When you had your old stuff on, you didn't give any rebounds, you didn't cough any pucks up. Your game was way different. And I said, now, ironically, you change all your gear, which I appreciate as a young player. You want to wear the right colors, but you're not swallowing pucks like you once did. So he's making the game very difficult for himself right now. And I think he realizes that, and we realize that. But that's part of the process at the American League. So I said, for you to eventually stay and play, make a name for yourself, giving 2-for-1s, we're not down the street at Schmitty's for 4 o'clock. So no, there shouldn't be no 2-for-1s right now, but we were at Schmitty's tonight. It felt like happy hour. He's trying, but there were a lot of rebounds there. Sven is, just got a little ailment, and he's trying to work through it. And we're probably tomorrow, based on today. He didn't skate yesterday. He didn't skate really today, and I really, I'd say he's doubtful for tomorrow again, just because we turn around and play at 4. And he's a guy that has been scoring for us, and we got to get him healthy. And the good thing that after tomorrow we hopefully get a couple-day break. We got to get some guys healthy. We got a lot of guys playing really banged up right now. And Sven's one of them. He's just not playing. I think so. But let's just say mid-body.
With your team slumping, what do you expect from the leaders in your group? What's your conversation with them? What do you expect from them?
Well, it's been good. It's been really good. They're good guys. You look at our decor tonight, we don't have anything to complain about our team. You got O'Brien, you got Smith, you got Billings, you got Breen, you got LaFranchise. Davies was the only one new back there. We had a good group, a good enough group, for us to eventually start to win and get back on track once we get things rolling again. So there's a lot of leadership there. Obviously, there's leadership in Locke and Banks and Street. They're doing good. We met this morning. They're upbeat. They're anxious. They're just going through extremely difficult time, and we're going to need the right bounces and things like that. But they're doing fine. They're good pros. They're good men. They understand the game, and they're just fighting through it. So.
You mentioned you guys may not skate before the game tomorrow. So what do you guys have to do differently to prepare before it?
Well, we just talked about win, what stands for what's important now. We just got to get ourselves on the bikes and get our flush and get the lactic acid out of ourselves and get ourselves healthy. And we got to, get a good meal in tonight. And we got to get up tomorrow and have a quick meeting at 10 o'clock. Whether guys skate or not is immaterial to me. We just need to get back on track. And attitude, oftentimes in sports, determines altitude, and usually in life, right? So we gotta look at where we're at, and there's no one's gonna listen to our little song and dance about it's not going good. It's up to us to turn that around, and I'm confident the guys will do it. Whether it's tomorrow or not, I don't know. We'll find out over time. But usually when things like this happen to you, it takes a couple of good performances by somebody, and a lot of times it just takes a lot of rest and energy. We need to get that back, and we've played a lot of games in a short amount of time with a short lineup. So we'll be ready to go tomorrow. Main thing is be ready to go mentally. Because we can change our posture, how we play. I schematic something different that they're not used to playing in the morning. Like, I'm confident in our posture. We have to be healthy mentally.
Last question.
All right, thanks.